and most importantly, America first. Vance, Hegseth, Walt, Stephen Miller, we're wrestling with the issue of why we're protecting commercial shipping for our allies when they're screwing us, not paying NATO dues and tariffing our exports. JD brought it up first, saying this, quote, I think we are making a mistake. 3% of U.S. trade runs through the Suez. 40% of European trade does. There is a real risk that the public doesn't understand this or why it's necessary. The strongest reason to do this, as POTUS said, to send a message. But there is a strong argument for delaying this a month. Stephen Miller responded this way, quote, the president was clear, green light. But we should make clear to Egypt and Europe what we expect in return. We also need to figure out how to enforce such a requirement. If Europe doesn't remunerate, then what? If the U.S. successfully restores freedom of navigation at great cost, there needs to be some further economic gain extracted in return. Donald Trump agrees.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and J.D. Vance, the Vice President, said that the Europeans were freeloading. Do you agree with that assessment?
Do you really want me to answer that? Yeah, I think they've been freeloading.
The United States is protecting European trade at great risk and at great cost. We started doing this after World War II, so our allies' economies could recover and to create an alliance system against the Soviets. But it's almost, 100 years later, and the Soviet Union's collapsed. And our allies' economies have recovered. Quite well, actually. But we're still paying to protect BMWs going from Germany to Asia, protect Chardonnay going from France to Japan, protect pasta from going from Italy to Indonesia. Our allies are taking advantage. So you want your ships protected? Drop your tariffs. That's the deal. And the Cold War's over. Today's bigger threat's China. And how did China become such a threat? They freeloaded off of the free trade that our Navy protects. The Chinese Navy doesn't guarantee safe passage on the high seas. Our Navy does. And we're paying to protect a predator. China's dumping cheap steel and EVs into our markets, undercutting our businesses. America is being victimized by a post-World War II order that we set up, but one that's past its expiration date.